You're listening to the Faeries and Folklore podcast by Ronel. I'm dark fantasy author Ronel Janse van Vuuren. With over a decade of digging around in dusty folklore books, researching creatures of imagination that ignited my curiosity, I'm here to share the folklore in a nutshell and how I reimagined it for my writing in An Origin of the Fae. This is the Faeries and Folklore podcast. Hi, I'm your host, Ronel Janse van Vuuren. You can just call me Ronel. In today's episode, we're continuing our exploration of the Fae realm. This episode is brought to you by my Dark Court Sisters book series, available in ebook, paperback, and audiobook. 3 sisters, 3 destinies, 3 ways to destroy the world. Go to ronelthemythmaker.com/Dark Court Sisters series for more. You can now support my time in producing the podcast, researching, writing, and everything else involved by buying me a coffee. This can be a once-off thing, or you can buy me coffee again in the future at your discretion. Go to buymeacoffee.com/Ronel to support me. We're continuing our exploration of the Dark Fae. Today's fairy, Boggart, Folklore in a Nutshell by Ronel. Boggarts can be found inside and outside the home. In some cases, boggart is a catch-all phrase for anything from a hobgoblin to a sprite. Though it is acknowledged that boggarts are the unseen creature that causes havoc in and around the home, from scared cows to spilled milk. They are usually the cause for things that go bump in the night. Boggarts are seen as malicious figures, out to torment a family by breaking things, pulling ears, making babies cry, and even stripping the blankets from a sleeping person. Iron and salt are sure ways to keep a boggart at bay. There is no one description of the boggart. In some accounts it is a hairy, ugly, humanoid being, while in others it takes the form of animals. It prefers to stay invisible to humans, enjoying the extra fear they experience by not knowing what to look for. Much like brownies are tied to a specific house or family, boggarts can attach themselves too, though they aren't a helpful sort. Some lore says that boggarts are created when brownies are mistreated. Whether inside or out, if you have a boggart problem, it's probably best to grab the nearest iron weapon and a bag of salt to protect yourself. And now for my interpretation of the Fae, in An Origin of the Fae, Boggart. It is, usually, the dark side of a brownie that had been angered. Though there are boggarts that don't have the good side as a brownie, just the malicious side that wishes to torment the family it is tied to. Boggarts are excellent shapeshifters, turning into whatever will frighten their prey the most. They feed on fear. Their natural form is that of a small humanoid creature with long fingers, big eyes, and sharp ears. They are usually dark brown to easily blend into the shadows. They thrive on destruction. Like most Fae, iron and salt will keep them away. As a little bonus, let's look at boggart, translated to Afrikaans. Skrikbeeld. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of the Faeries and Folklore podcast and that you've learned something new about fairy. Remember that you can get a transcript of this episode in the description. If you're new to the podcast, why not go and grab your free copy of Unseen, the second book in the fairy tale series, on my website, ronelthemythmaker.com. Loads of folklore, magic, and danger await. Take care.